My name is Alan O'Young. It is not an Irish name. I'm going to let the shock of that kind of sink into the audience first. And Ed has honored me by selecting me to be his best man. Now, Ed and I have known each other for about 6 years now, and I met him in college. And let me tell you the story about how I first met Ed. Now, I never met him before I moved in with him because it was freshman year. You know, I was out of high school. I was going to go to this new place in this new environment, and Ed happens to be my roommate. So I came into the room, and you know, I met Ed, said hi, shook hands, and everything. And then I saw this picture, and it had a picture of a very attractive woman on it, and with Ed. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll break the ice and start a conversation with him. I was like, ooh, Ed, who's the lady in there? Ed, she's really pretty. And Ed was like, that's my mom, Alan. I was like, no, I'm sorry. It's okay. This happens pretty often, you know. And from that, our friendship began. You know, as has been mentioned before, I remember Ed's loud laugh, his intense love for the Lord, and of course the genuine kindness that he lavished on anyone and everyone he ever chanced to encounter. And you know, he's a very morally upright guy. That's what I first noticed about him. And he treated everybody, no matter where they were from and where they were in life, with just this kindness and dignity. That was a complete reflection on how I think God wants us to treat each other, and how God would treat us if He was walking, you know, physically right here. And that's Ed's character. And you know, in our building, there are a lot of people who didn't know Jesus. And at the time, you know, I was one of the people who didn't really know Jesus that well. And it was part of it, you know, part of how I came to where I am now is because of Ed's kindness, because of his the kindness that he showed me, and the generosity he has in his spirit, and how genuine he is. You know, it wasn't just, I'm here to be nice to you because it makes me look good to be nice to you. You know, it was just because he's a genuinely nice guy, and he's you know, he's righteous and upright. And let me tell you, it was very difficult to come up with bachelor party ideas for Ed. we had a couple of ideas that I won't mention here. We were on a mixed company. We were all turned down. You know, it's one of those bachelor parties where we don't have to keep any secrets. I mean, we went to watch Kung Fu Panda. We had a barbecue.
Living the dream.
But it was great. It was a fun time. You know, and another thing that speaks to Ed's character is that he's like, Alan, I don't really care what we do during the bachelor party. I just want my friends to pray over me. And I was like, oh, thank God. You know, I held my wallet and I was like, oh, you can pray as much as you want. And so that's it. And I can't say that I've known Miranda for too long. This is the third time I met her. Ed has done a very good job at protecting her from his friends. You know, in fact, I think because I met her in Kansas City, and I was about, like, you know, 500, 600 miles away from, you know, me, Shopi, Steve, and everybody else. And Ed's like, yeah, you know, I met this girl, and I warned her, my friends are very sarcastic. Don't take them seriously. You know, it's kind of like to buffer the first meeting. However, I do know this, you know, that even as in our lives right now, and as many of our contemporaries are doing, we're worrying about, you know, how we're going to make it in life, how we're going to have enough, how we're going to make more money, how we're going to, you know, have the best career. But Ed and Miranda are talking about going abroad and adopting orphans and serving the poor. And Ed and Miranda are looking to acquire and to gain and to build for other people, for the helpless, for people who need it. And that's just a testament of their character. That's a testament of their love for one another. And to me, that's enough to, even though I've only met her 3 times, that's enough for me to know that their love is perfect and their love is meant to be. And Ed and Miranda, I think that it's beautiful that even as you give one another your hearts today, you're preparing to give your hearts and your lives in service to Jesus and to the poor and to the helpless and to others. And I'm really excited to see what's going to happen in your lives. I'm excited to see your future. It's going to be great. And even though I'm not Irish, I did surf the internet to look for things to say, and I found an Irish prayer blessing that I would like to read over you. And it reads, may God be with you and bless you. May you see your children's children. May you be poor in misfortunes and rich in blessings. May you know nothing but happiness from this day forward. And now that you're married, you don't have to hide Miranda from your friends. It's a little bit more difficult for her to escape. You know, the process is a little more complicated. And I just wanted to say congratulations.
Yeah.
So Adam Ryan Guns.
Yay.
Yay.